Hey, what's going on everyone? Cardboard.Capitan here, and before I get started with the video, let me do a little housekeeping. Number one, first off, thank you to David Franklin, username DaveFranklin2 on Twitter, for asking me about this deck. There are times when I'm like, I'm making a video, no one's gonna watch it, and then sometimes there's times where, I'm making a video, no one's gonna watch it, so let me do what I want, and it's more, recently it's been more the first than the second, so anyone who watches this, leave a comment, contact me on Twitter. It's good to know that this is helping me out in Alchemy, and it keeps me doing stuff like this. So again, thank you for that. A little sentimental start to the video. Okay, let's go to the next one. Number two, this is probably going to be the last deck video that I'm doing for Final Fantasy, because the Edge of Eternities is coming soon. A lot of stuff is rotating out, so in other words, it's a completely new metagame. There will likely be some stragglers, but I don't want to put like content and decks out that's gonna be leaving soon, so the next couple of videos will probably be, I'm going to do one on the standard qualifier weekend. I'm going to do some predictions on the top cards in Alchemy, possibly another one on some archetypes I expect to see both returning and becoming brand new in the format. Now, final thing, this is not my deck idea, well, at least not totally. I'm going to give credit to the player Gary3K. He came up with the original idea, put up a list in, I believe, the Discord, and I just played around with it and figured out what worked the best for me. So with that said, I'm calling this Nibelheim DDT, with DDT standing for Demon Death Touch. So the namesake card is Nibelheim Aflame, and it basically allows one of your creatures to deal its damage to every other creature. Now, if you pair that with Death Touch, that's a board wipe. So you have some Death Touch creatures like Karsi Revenant, Unstoppable Slasher. But also worth noting is, if you Nibelheim Karsi, that lifelink also triggers. So that's 3 times the number of creatures besides Revenant on the board. So that's a cool little interaction to be aware of. Now, with Alchemy, there's 3 Alchemy specific cards. The first one is boring. It's just Desert's Note to be a dual land. Shove aside its removal. It will be rotating out soon, but it's 3 damage for 1 red. Very efficient, possibly an instant if you're not a starting player, but even if you're not, it's still worth playing. Intruder's Inquisition is the most interesting, but it has a lot of preconditions, like you'll need a creature on your side of the board, and the opponent will need a creature on their side of the board. Now, if you can hit the requirement that if your creature deals more damage than necessary, I don't have my glasses on right now. If excess damage was dealt to a creature this way, its controller discards a card with the greatest mana value among cards in their hand. So with Death Touch, only 1 point of damage is required to kill enemy unit. So if you use Inquisition plus one of your Death Touchers, then you're taking out the creature as well as the highest casting cost card in their hand. But do note that since Intruder's Inquisition is targeted, they can remove your creature in response. So be smart about that. I will say that Slash is probably the better choice because people tend to panic when they see this come down. So I'll go over a few options. So number one, you drop the Slasher, they don't play anything. You have their life points, and you put them at risk of draining them dry with Unholy Annex. Now, if they put a blocker, then that's an easy Inquisition. If they remove it, you'll still have the Slasher from the graveyard to use with Inquisition. You got a lot of options with Slasher and Inquisition, so by all means, explore them. I'm getting attacked by my cat, excuse me. Okay, so with Unholy Annex, also note it has some synergy with Demon Wall, so if you curve out turn 2 Demon Wall, turn 3 Unholy Annex, you can start drawing cards and draining them through the Annex. Fear of Missing Out is also a good turn 2 play. You have a bunch of dual types in Demon Wall and Fear of Missing Out, so you can hit Delirium. The only thing worth noting, there's Slasher, there's Revenant to work with it, but also note you have Soulstone Sanctuary. So since Soulstone Sanctuary has Vigilance, you can use that Fear of Missing Out Delirium effect on another creature and still swing in with Sanctuary, and you can deplete the opponent's life points extremely quickly with that. Carsey Revenant, only thing I didn't mention was the Renew effect. Exile this card from your graveyard, you put a flying counter, a death touch counter, and a lifelink counter on a creature. That's good to use on a lot of things, but if you put it on Demon Wall, note that as long as this creature has a counter on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. So even though it does have that ability to put 2+1/+1 counters on it, you can also use Revenant to put a counter on Demon Wall, should you want to swing in with that. Demonic Council. It's good to get Demon Wall early on, but once you hit Delirium, you might want to get more annexes. If you want to go the Drain game plan, you might want to get a Nibelheim. If you want to wipe the board, and you might want to get Intruder's Inquisition. If you want to deplete their hand, very versatile card once you hit that Delirium precondition. Let's see, covered that. Shoot the Sheriff, it's removal. Fire Magic, it's also removal. I do have one more Fire Magic if you need more, but you're primarily going to use this for board wipes and what's that deck? Mobilize. Soulstone Sanctuary, it's Poor Man, Mutavault. That's the main deck. Sideboard Duress for the control matchup. Really good to get an Unholy Annex to stick. Fire Magic for removal. Intruder's Inquisition. This card is useless if the opponent isn't running creatures, but if your opponent is running creatures with very little removal from their side, it's a great card. So I think 3 is the right number in the main board, and then I just put an extra because I'm not too sure what else to put in there for now. Ancient Vendetta, I put it in there for Omniscience. There was one game where I got totally mana screwed, and I'm kind of mad about that, but use it to remove Omniscience. Grave Expectations, also generic graveyard hate, as well as Heist if you need to. Torpor Orb. Do note that it's anti-synergy with Fear of Missing Out, but this card is excellent against Pixies. I swear, every game I have played against Pixies where I can bring this card out, it's a win. And with Necked Moon being nerfed, Fire Magic is also great against that deck. So you have a ton of answers for that deck. So yeah. Let's go to the gameplay. A little surprise for you all, expect, especially considering who I'm playing against. Let's go to it. Okay, so full disclosure, I did not realize I was going to be using the same Sephiroth avatar as Gary, but it was just coincidence. I did for flavor for Nibelheim. Sephiroth sets the town on fire in the lore, so why not? But anyway, to the gameplay. Let me turn this down. So yeah, this is an earlier version with the Osteomancer. I'm getting rid of the Carsey just to stay on curve. So the thing with the Osteomancer, at first I thought, hey, I wanted a bunch of Death Touch creatures to play into Nibelheim and Intruder's Inquisition, but it also has some anti-synergy with trying to get Delirium for the Fear of Missing Out. So, I mean, this is an earlier version. I was trying to learn the deck, trying to make it my own. Right now, Gary's guys combo the Annex into the wall, so I'm taking those out. Let's see how. Okay. Now, what I could have done here is, well, no, I can't shoot the sheriff. So what I'm gonna do instead, just swing in. Now, I'm expecting a trade here, but he makes play of grave expectations so that the slasher doesn't come back. I do still have a Death Touch creature on the board. So long as he doesn't remove it, I'm okay. Tapped out to get the demon from the ritual chamber, so best play for me here is just to wipe the board. Now, I haven't run into the mirror match at all, but it's very much like a Pioneer's demon deck. Whoever gets their Annex in play and more of them will win. Shoot the Sheriff isn't doing too much in this matchup because since Soulstone Sanctuary is all creature types, you know, it can't be targeted by that. But also the slasher is also an outlaw. So I'm taking 5 this turn. I'm gonna drop my second slasher, as well as Osteomancer Adept. Something worth noting is Gary, he doesn't have now he just dropped a basic land, but first couple turns all non-basics. there's the Revenant. Okay. I really went to Nibelheim here, but I'm one off. So I still have to wipe the board anyway, in my opinion. But I'm gonna wait until maybe he tries to greed out. Since Fire Magic, after all, it's an instant. Okay, so that's the Soulstone Sanctuary. And wipe the board. Also worth noting, by doing so, I'm gonna remove a stun counter from my slasher first. But I think, yeah, second grave expectations. Okay. So I'm in top deck mode. Looking dire for me, but I'm gonna play it out. Double Annex, Demon Wall, I'm dead. Okay. So yeah, this was an earlier sideboard. Again, a lot of their creatures shoot the sheriff's not gonna hit. Ancient Vendetta would be risky, but that would be the only way I would be able to remove their annexes. So high risk, high reward, I guess, because at the same time they could grave expectations, my annex, and use it on their own. So I mean, I curve out nicely here. I can go Demon Wall to annex. There's the heist. And unfortunately, it's gonna hit my annex. So the backup plan is just to have Revenants to swing in. I probably should have played a second Revenant here, but okay. Decide to risk here. Considering since I was a starting player, there could have been shove it aside to remove the creature I targeted with the Inquisition spell. Okay. So there's Nibelheim. Then I get heisted. So I still have a nice life buffer right now. So I'm gonna just go Screaming Nemesis because I see his game plan of trying to suck me with those unholy annexes. So I also have the fire magic to deal damage to the Screaming Nemesis, but I'm gonna wait, see if he plays anything. And I see that Vendetta, I'm not even gonna risk it. Let me get the damage off while I can. So again, even though I'm getting hit with my own vendettas, the thought process was to pull out their unholy annexes, but instead I'm getting punished with my own card. Sucks. But at least he can't suck me with those unholy annexes. I thought about it. I mean, I wasn't sure what the play would be to Vendetta, but I also want to put out pressure. So I do see an out. They're tapped out. Even if they block the Screaming Nemesis, still gonna take some damage. So I think misplay on his part. He should have just wiped the board first. So I regret putting in Vendettas though. So I'm gonna go back with most of the original game plan. I wonder if Duress would have been a good play here. Just so, okay, he has an Annex in hand, I Duress that. So maybe that was... Okay, yeah, so I bring it in. Bit of a better sideboard, in my opinion. What are you doing? Ah. Yeah, that's why I like to do these reviews. I know some people, they like to commentate while they're playing. But sometimes you just look at your old gameplay and you're like, oh, why am I so bad? So, Nibelheim, definitely don't have the mana for it right now. Only downside is now I can't have a dual land. Kinda want the heist. Let's see. And so, I'm gonna go with Screaming Nemesis just because it's harder to remove without consequence. I don't mind the Preacher because I've got a bunch of creatures with Death Touch. The poor squirrel got shoved aside. but I have another squirrel. Um, Sometimes, I've had it happen. It's easy to get mana screwed also. I don't know, maybe I need more dual lands, but a lot of them are rotating out soon. I guess you can see I need 2 swamps for Karsi Revenant, but I also need 2 mountains for Nibelheim. Okay, I do have a starting town, but right now I don't have a good board. At the very least, I mean, I can block that whatchamacallit, that soldier token. And while I could block the preacher, I'm just getting swamped, or swamped? Swamped with lands. Not a lot of outs. So, again, this was like the first and last mirror match I had with this deck. And Gary's the creator, so, he's been playing it more than me. I just said, oh, I'm tired of playing Pixies, I'm tired of playing Landfall or whatever, and then I see this deck, oh, let me try it out. Let me figure out how it works, and, go from there. But I'd say his version was more tuned towards control combo. This was a deck that was, when Omniscience was big in best of 3, there was like a day or two when everyone was playing Omniscience, and it's like, I hate it. Let me put these heights in. Let me put expectations in so they don't combo off. But just from playing nowadays, I'm seeing more aggro-based strategy. So with the version I put earlier in the video, that's the version I'm running. And I'll also have that on the Mox Field if you want to try it out. Only thing I'll warn you, again, rotation's coming soon. Some of the cards will be rotating out, and I don't know if it's enough to... I don't know if those cards rotating out will be enough to keep this deck strong as it is right now. So with that said, thanks for watching. You can find me on X under the username Cardboard.Capitan. You can find me on Moxfield under the username Cardboard.Capitan, where you can find this deck as well as others, primarily in Alchemy, but I do dabble in other formats on occasion. And do the YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all next time.